What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and we are bringing you some updates on the shop cars. We just had AJ leave with his convertible Fox, super clean, 91, 39,000 or 92, 31,000 or 39,000 original miles on it now. But we have a lot of things going on. So the New York car is behind us. I know you guys are all anxiously awaiting a dyno video for this thing, as are we. We're waiting for rear tires to show up, and that's literally like the last thing. Right now, it is currently in the process of getting the full tilt boogie kit that we do on all of them. So it is, Dan has it all put together. Cover, bushings.
Pretty much all put together.
Pretty much all together. It needs axles. And then the ends. But the hard stuff's all done. Everything's all torqued down. Got a little extra torque on that rear one we've seen giving us some problems. Did you cut it down?
Yeah, I did all civil welding, obviously, but everything else we checked.
All right. This is the project that you guys will see at the end of this episode. At the end of this episode, I'm going to have the kind of the first stage of this Corvette build, which is really just tearing it down, showing you guys. You guys haven't seen it yet, but it's a 66 Vet. It's got a 468 big block. It had a 5-speed in it, and we are changing a ton of stuff on it. So I just want to share you guys real briefly what's going on, and you guys will see more of this in the next video. But this is a Holley Super Sniper, so super carburetor looking. I'm sorry, it's a Sniper Stealth. It's not a Super Sniper. I missaid that. But it is badass. It was a chrome, everything was chrome and aluminum, except for the valve covers were black before also. And we changed all that. We wanted it all to be black. The valve covers we had redone. We put new AN bungs on it so we could put a catch can on it. And this is what the top end of the motor is going to look like. It's going to look sick. We also have an EFI tank going in it. So that's all set up, ready to go in. We got all the hose. The rest of the hose came in today for it, and that thing's going to be the next project that's going to get finished up here. We are getting ready to take the frickin' Lightning to the dyno. So excited. I know a lot of you guys are excited, but it is full of 110 octane fuel, and she's ready to rock and roll. I have to grab a pulley for it to pulley it down a little bit more, but she is sitting good. I don't know if you guys have even seen the customization that we've done. The interior is finally all back together. We got the USB ports for the Holley and for the trans controller. There's the new digital dash 12. It's all customized. We put all the gauges that we wanted on here. We put our little logo on it. Put the Lightning logo on it. The owner's name is Brian Griffin, so we got a little dancing Brian Griffin for him. And yeah, we're pretty pumped. I just filled it with 110. Ooh, it smells good. Bitchin'. So we're gonna go drop this off at ASSC now, and if you don't see it in this video, you see it in the next video. So a lot of big ass projects that are coming to fruition, and let's move on to whatever we're doing next. drive this thing tuned. It sounds so freaking good, and it feels so good to be driving it. So far we have about 160 miles on it, according to the dashboard. So we've been doing some street tuning. You know, it's way more miles than we actually thought was on it, so that's pretty cool. I think the street drivability is semi-close until it gets into boost. As it gets into boost and gets into lockup, or gets into the torque converter locking up around the same time. So all of a sudden it wants a ton of fuel. So I didn't really want to mess with it too much because I didn't want to put too much fuel in it to damage it. So I got it to where it will start and move, get in gear, which it seemed to have a little bit of a problem with now being on 110, but that shouldn't have changed too much. So now Larry can work his magic at ASSE, make some sweet power with this thing, and you guys will obviously see the results here soon. Alright guys, so for the rest of this episode I want to show you what we're doing on the 66 Vet. I have the top end on it and it looks awesome. So once again, this is a Holley Sniper Stealth. This is the one that looks like a 4150 throttle body. I mean, all the linkage and everything looks just like it. The only thing that gives it away is really the wiring on the backside. Otherwise you would never even really be able to tell. And I still think that most people who look at it will not tell. So we got that done. We got the valve covers on. I ordered the breather catch set up. We're going to run that valve cover to this one and then this one into a valve cover in the fender here. There's tons of room. But everything being powder coated black looks awesome. I have a feeling that we'll be doing the accessories in the future. But I'm really happy with this. So obviously we have a lot of wiring to do, but the next thing that I'm going to focus on is getting the fuel tank in and mounted. The fuel pump is in the tank, so that's easy, but we have a return regulator filter built in combo that's going to mount on the frame rail. So I got to get that mounted in next, and then we can put the tank in, make some lines for it, and then that'll be done. What the regulated filter allows us to do, and we'll kind of show you that in a second, is it allows us to only need one feed line to come into the engine bay. So it'll regulate at the back. It'll send 59.5 pounds of pressure up to the front, and then I ordered the fittings to make this just a one feed line to the back. So it'll be super clean setup up here and really, really look nice. I gotta clean all the spark plug wires, put that back on, and then the engine bay is gonna be pretty much wrapped up aside from the modifications needed to the distributor to run the standalone. That's pretty much it there. That's the progress on the Vet. New York car's been on the lift the last couple days. Dan got the FTBR kit all done on it. So this is getting ready to go back in the next few minutes here. Before or after lunch is still yet to be determined.
Well, we gotta get one more cord of this.
Oh, okay. That looks good. Getting the full package per usual. Dogs are here. There's Mac, he's sheep. There's Holley, she likes the camera. So pretty. Oh, did you guys see we put Toyo R888s on the Vet? That's gonna make it real sticky. It's dirty, we gotta wash this thing when we're done. Let's finish up this Vet, show you guys what else we gotta do to it, and hopefully the next video this thing will be starting too. Alright, so another update on this before I get back into the fuel system is that we're putting a TKO 600 in this car. And we have the QuickTime bell housing, got a 26 spline clutch, new flywheel, everything that's required here. It's got a Tilton hydraulic throw bearing conversion. It has a modern driveline or a Willwood master cylinder on the clutch. We already did all the conversion there. And then the problem was we could not get the trans in here. So after talking to Modern Driveline and doing some of our own design work, we decided to remove this cross member. So now we're getting some pieces made at the laser guy so we can box this back in with some bolts and then we're gonna make a tubular one that goes across here, and this whole thing will be removable, so the trans is serviceable from underneath. I don't think you guys have seen the footage of this car getting the transmission out, but I think we did keep you guys up to date on it, so I'll have to put that in here. But you'll have to see how much of a pain in the ass it was to get the trans out of this thing, because they must have put it in with the engine, and we don't think that that really makes sense. So they either did it with the body off the car or with the engine installed into the car. And now it'll be serviceable. You'll be able to drop the cross member, yank the trans out, do a clutch change, and it'll take you a couple hours instead of like 9. So back here, this had an electric fuel pump and a mechanical fuel pump. So we're gonna change a lot of the wiring back here to run the new fuel pumps. This is all the sending unit wiring. All these lines are gonna change. We're gonna run 1-6 line all the way from the pump all the way to the front, and then get rid of this pump here, and that's where we're gonna mount our new filter regulator. It's gonna go on the back side of this frame rail, and then we just gotta make lines to go to the top of the pump, right there, and she'll be in. All right, so we are wrapping up the day. So happy 4th of July to all you guys if you're watching this today on 4th of July. Thanks for tuning in on the holiday. The New York car IRS is back in. The exhaust is back on. Dan's getting ready to put the tires on. This thing's pretty much done for now. We're still waiting on wheels and tires. What's that? Yeah, it needs an alignment, needs tuning. But I want to wrap up the 66 project for you guys until the next video. So you guys already kind of saw underneath here is all done. Well, not all done, it's far from all done, but a lot of big things were accomplished today. Intake on, valve covers on, Holley's on, throttle linkage is adjusted. I started making the fuel line, how I want to kind of tie these together, and then I ordered the pieces that are missing. I ordered the pieces to make the catch can real nice. We're going to mount it over there behind the coolant reservoir. I don't know if you guys saw it yet, but we did convert this to a hydraulic clutch, so that's a Wilwood clutch master right there. We still have a lot of cleaning up to do in here to make it look nicer. But let's move on to what is underneath so far. Alright, so we're still waiting for the cross member. Back here we got all the old fuel stuff has been removed. We got the new lines for the feed and the return. We're using Holley's return. Smudge on there. We're using Holley's return filter. It's all in one. It's basically a regulator and a filter built in. So you can run the feed line to one side, the return off the top, and then the feed to the whole car is just one line that we got to run. So we kind of have that all mocked up. We repurposed the bracket that was on it, holding the old electric fuel pump. Got that mounted in there. Fits really, really good right there. So I'm happy with that. These are going to go to the top of the tank up here, which you see on these two. And that's going to be it. So tomorrow we will come in here, Dan and I will get the tank loaded. You guys will see that all in the next episode. And we'll get the tank in, run the supply line to the front, finish and clean this wiring up, and the back of the vet will be completed. Pretty excited for that. Then all we got to worry about is getting this cross member done, and then some wiring to make the Holley work. We had to delete the mechanical fuel pump, so that's gone. We got a black off plate on that. Cleaned up the engine bay a lot, not having a regulator in it anymore. And that pretty much concludes the 66 vet project for now. So we still have a lot of work to do on it, but hopefully next week we'll be wrapping it up. You guys stay tuned for that. The TKO swap on this is going to make this way better driver. So I can't wait to see what it's like getting rid of that Doug Nash 4+1, which is a highly desirable transmission in older cars, but not as good as a TKO. I can't wait to see this thing on the black Salines, Dan. Yeah, right. I'm so tired of seeing these wheels on this car.
Are they sold?
I don't know. Supposedly there's trouble in paradise with the potential buyer.
It doesn't look great on the Ranger.
Yeah. We gotta get a catch can set up for this thing. Another Holley project. So the Corvette is a Holley Sniper Stealth project, and this one behind me is going to be a Terminator X Holley project that you guys will see in upcoming episodes. So if you haven't done so already, guys, subscribe down below. We're obviously building classic streetcars, a little bit newer streetcars, and new streetcars. And even brand new streetcars. That thing's a 17 over there. So if you haven't done so already, check us out on other social media. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Join our Facebook group, Streetcar Shenanigans, where we discuss all things streetcar. And follow along for the rest of the journey. We'll see you guys next time.